Check. Welcome to Morning Coffee. Morning Coffee is what I do every morning. On here, I invite everybody to join me and we talk about depression and crap. We don't have to talk about depression. We can talk about things that help. Yeah, and that's where we are. Again, same as yesterday. I'm up. I'm drinking my coffee. I've not showered yet. I've not washed my hair. I've not brushed my teeth, is what I was trying to say. Not taking meds, taking them now. Say cheesy. Yeah. Is today a good day? I think it might be. Why is it a good day? I don't know. I'll tell you what I have got though. I got my selfie stick. Which means hands-free. Helpful. It's a little tripod as well. Brilliant. Only cheap, wasn't expensive at all. I can't remember how much it was, but yeah, it wasn't expensive. It doubles up as a tripod and a selfie stick. It'll be helpful as a selfie stick when I take the dog out. You know, you get it, right? I can just move it around and I don't have to try and flip the camera and shit. Oh, what a pain in the ass that is. You have to stop recording to turn the camera around to face the other way and then start recording again. Quiet this morning. Been on a couple of minutes now. Still no viewers. Oh. Morning. Welcome. Morning coffee time. I do this every morning. If you're new, I drink my first cup of coffee of the day and we chat about depression and crap. I've already said that once really, but it doesn't matter, there was nobody here then. Shh. I will be publishing it later, however, it takes about 24 hours before I can publish. I don't know why that is. So yesterday morning's morning coffee only went out this morning. It could have been last night actually. I may have done it yesterday evening. I might be a bit too early to be honest. I normally start around 10:30ish, but I'm getting earlier. I don't know why I'm getting earlier. I woke up and I just got up. So I went to bed last night probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I wasn't ready to sleep, so I lay in bed. The wife and myself, we lay watching something on the TV, and we just chatted a little bit. And then the wife fell asleep. She was tired. She'd had a busy day. and she's got another busy day today, poor girl. So the wife fell asleep and I continued watching the TV. No, I was not watching porn. And I've got a little light in the corner of the room, and it puts out little blue, green, or blue and red, or whichever colour you want it to put across the ceiling. And I use that to help me relax. I use the blue and green, and it sends like little waves, like the Northern Lights, all over the ceiling. Marley, what you doing? What you doing? You got itchy balls? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh. So, yes, I'm a little bit higher up because I'm using my new stand. It was waiting for me when I got up this morning. I'm not very exciting yet. I need the coffee to kick in. Oh dear. So yeah, I use this little lamp, and it sits in the corner and it spins round. It's silent, you don't hear it, and it puts little blue and green or blue and red lights on the ceiling, almost like the Northern Lights, and it's like wavy and all that sort of shit, and it helps me relax. So I turn the lamp off and leave that little lamp going while I'm watching TV in bed. And yeah, it does relax me a little bit. It does help. And it was only a cheap thing off Temu or whatever it's called. I think I paid £3 for it. And I love it. Love it. It's like mood lighting, you know? So I leave that on at night until I decide, right, I'm going to go to sleep now. When I go to sleep, I turn everything off. I need black. I can't sleep with stuff on generally. Now and then I might fall asleep with the TV going, but usually because the wife needs the background noise. So she goes to sleep with the TV on. I normally wait till she falls asleep, and then I go to sleep after she's fell asleep so that I can turn everything off. I prefer it that way. I prefer it dark. I prefer it silent. I don't know why. When I was a kid, I could only go to sleep if I had music playing. Even as a young adult, when I got my first home, my own place, I had to have music playing to go to sleep. It's funny, when I was, I'm just remembering, when I got my first house, I was on my own, single bloke. I had to furnish it on my own and one thing and another. And I think I was probably 17, 18. I used to sleep on the sofa because I couldn't be bothered to go to bed. I did get a funny vibe in that house. I find paranormal stuff interesting. I like that sort of stuff. And I got a funny vibe in that house. So I didn't really like to go to bed in there. I used to sleep on the sofa. So I'd have music playing in the living room, lounge, front room, whatever you want to call it. And I'd sleep on my sofa. I had a bed, and I went upstairs in the daytime, and I went upstairs to use the toilet. I just got funny vibe in that bedroom. It had 2 bedrooms, and I hadn't kitted the second bedroom out. But that first bedroom, the master bedroom they call it. Morning, Joe. How are we? Well done. Good start this morning, eh? Exactly what Joe just said. Double tap the screen, click subscribe. Yeah, today's plans. I don't think I've got anything yet. I've got housework to do. Yesterday, the wife had family here. I went upstairs, so I've been left all the dirty dishes from last night. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to wash all the dishes. I'm going to run the Hoover around, take the dog out. Look at this. New tripod. Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. I think I've only introduced her in one video. It was the Burger King video. MGE, welcome. About 3/4 of a box. So I've eaten about half a kilogram. Brilliant, lovely, thank you. As you can see, Joe, it's a good day today. I wasn't sure, but I am now. It must be seeing your lovely name at the bottom. Coffee, that's what it is. It's the coffee. Yeah, exactly that. I was just talking about paranormal stuff. I don't know whether you caught on to that bit. And my first house, I was terrified of going to bed in that house. So I used to sleep on the sofa. And I lived there about a year, I think. But I never ever slept in the bedroom. Strange. And I decorated it. I got wallpaper up. It looked for back then acceptable. It wasn't a mess. I'd done it on the cheap, but you know, it was what it was. And I just got this horrible vibe up in the bedroom. So yeah, I slept in the front room or living room, whatever, on the sofa. I moved out of that house because I got into the bath one day, late evening, and I was laying in the bath just relaxing, and all the plaster fell off the wall on top of me. I never went back. I got out of the bath, got dressed, made a phone call and went to my mum's and spent the night at my mum's. Never went back to that house to sleep. I went back in the daytime a couple of times to do a couple of things that I needed to do, but yeah, I hated the place. Hated it. I didn't even repair the wall. It was a rented property, but yeah. I do like paranormal stuff. I'm really interested in that. I know when my dad passed away, my sister's into paranormal stuff as well. She's not big into it, but she's got an interest in it. When my dad passed away, my sister lives in my dad's house. She was his carer. And the day after he passed, he'd got a little, there was a little medicine cup, you know, the little paper cups. You put your tablets in there and whatever. Yeah, so there was one of them, and it was up, open-ended up. And what my dad used to do, he'd take his tablets and then turn it upside down. And with the morning after, the cup was still there, and she hadn't moved it. She didn't want to move it. And she went to the kitchen and came back, and there's only her in the downstairs at that time. I was upstairs. My wife was upstairs. She came back into the living room, the front room, and it had been upturned. It was upside down. So yeah, really weird. And she kept hearing footsteps and knocking for a few days. That went on. And yeah, there was no explanation for it. It could have been the neighbours, but I don't know. And then weird things started happening at my daughter's house. That continued for a little while as well. And she said that when she was giving birth to her newest child, she could feel him there. She knew he was there. Really funny, really strange. But yeah, I do like paranormal. I do have feelings that my dad is around at times, but I think that's just more wishful thinking for me. I get up in the morning, and as I come down the stairs, I've got my dad's photo opposite the stairs. So as soon as I come down, the old man sat there waiting to say hello. That helps me a little bit. MGE, yeah, I like to think so. I certainly hope so. I think he would be proud of me for what I'm doing, actually. He suffered with depression for a long, long time. He was paranoid schizophrenic. He didn't advertise that fact. I don't think he'll mind people knowing now. He's not here. Joe, how is your channel going? I've not seen any videos coming out. I did subscribe, but I don't think I get any notifications when... No, that's shit. MGE, take care, mate. And thanks for the sub. I'm up to 112 now, I believe, maybe 113 with MGE, which is nice. I seem to get 2 or 3 sub whenever I go live, so I've been doing a couple of lives each day, but not publishing them. So I just sit here and talk shit, and yeah, it seems to be good. Well done. Yeah, 20 is a good number. Did I tell you about Dad Bod? Okay, so you know who the Dad Bod veteran is, yeah? You do. I know you do. Say yes. Say you do. You gotta. What, really? Okay, you gotta suck it up and go and look for him. Fantastic bloke. He's brilliant. He started doing like reels and stuff, and he puts on a fake accent to do the reels, because he started to do them so that he could leave something behind for his grandkids. Really funny. Gen X. And yeah, he's really popular. Anyway, yeah, do a search for him. Go find him. And I caught him on one of his live feeds while he was gaming. And I dropped him a message on there. And I said, Dad Bod, I would be interested in doing a collab with you about depression and anxiety. Would you be interested? And he said, yeah, thumbs up. Drop me an email. So I dropped him an email a couple of nights ago. I'm just waiting for him to get back to me. He still works, so he does this part-time. But yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from him, hopefully. No promises, but it'd be nice to get him on and do a live chat with him. He's got millions of subscribers. That's not why I want to do it with him. I just like him. He's brilliant. So yeah, he's a veteran, obviously. So I suspect that he knows what it's like. I can't see shit through my glasses. I need to clean them. The good thing about sitting here is it doesn't matter if my dressing gown comes open, because you can't see what's down at the bottom. That's better. In his name, do I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Saviour? I've only got one answer to that, mate. I am my own saviour. Do I believe in Jesus Christ? I don't know. Do I want to get into religion? No, I don't. I don't want to discuss religion on here, really. Not because I'm against any sort of religion, but I do have interest in religions, many religions, but it is purely interest. I like to learn about other people's religious way of life. Why don't I want to get into it here? Because it's too controversial. So I see too much death and destruction in the name of religion. So thank you, but no thank you. I think I did that quite delicately then. Did you see that? Why do people insist on joining live chats just to say, find religion? Why do people do that? Surely the place for finding religion is in church. I have nothing against any religion at all. Yeah, on the internet. Joe, thank you for joining, mate. We must get in contact and have a chat, and we'll sort something out for a bit of a collab on here. Maybe it'll get us both some subscribers as well. And we can just talk shit. It doesn't have to be important. You're the best, Joe. Thank you very much. I will speak to you soon. We can exchange. Do you use Discord, Joe? Yeah, I might be live later on today. So, yeah, hopefully I'll catch you then. Nice one, mate. I'll give you a call on that and we'll sort something out. And keep your chin up as well. Seems like you're having a good day today, so keep smiling. And stay away from the Guinness. Guinness Zero, whichever it is. For viewers, get in the comments, guys. Let's have a chat. Talk about depression, anxiety, anything you like. Talk about crap. I've just been talking about paranormal stuff. I like the paranormal. I find it interesting. I do believe in ghosts. I do believe that ghosts cannot hurt you, spirits cannot hurt you. You should not be afraid of the dead, you should be afraid of the living. Why do I believe that? Because the living will screw you over, the dead will not. I find that paranormal stuff is easily explained in some ways. Noises, things like that, can be easily faked. Now, I've seen a few reels and videos of people doing paranormal investigations where they've got this little box that supposedly picks up sound waves, and they get a voice over this little electronic box. I personally don't believe that works. I personally think that is inputted through something, and the sound comes from the little box. It has a little screen on it, and on the screen it tells you what they're hearing. How does that work? How does that work? That I don't believe. When you see real paranormal investigations, they don't use a little box that has a voice and tells you what the voice is saying. Obviously, there's somebody typing in what they want to say. Run away. I don't believe that. Clairvoyance. Do I believe clairvoyance? Things like that. I guess it's possible. It's possible. I went and saw a lady once when I was living in Cardiff. Now, if you've seen any of my previous lives or anything like that, I'm a northerner. I'm from the northwest of England. I now live in Devon. I used to live in Wales, in Cardiff. And I went to see, I don't know, a medium. Is that what you call it? And I'd never met this woman. It was a private reading. And she said a couple of things that could make sense. And I took in what she was saying, and I was interested, and I was sort of leaning towards believing what she was telling me. And she told me that I needed to look out for a certain thing, and that there was a woman that was with me all the time, and she wore a little round, I don't know what you call it, the little head, with a pastel background, in an oval shape. necklace. I'm not sure what you call them. Does anyone know what you call them? Anyway, so yeah, that's what she told me, and this woman was with me all the time. And after my reading, I was chatting with the woman, the lady, and it turned out, despite the fact I'd never met her before, I didn't know her, she was a relative of a person I knew from my hometown, from my street that I grew up in, literally the house opposite mine, and it ruined it. I didn't believe anything of it then, because it was too much of a coincidence, I suppose. Too much. She was a relative of somebody that lived in the house opposite, less than 100 feet away, you know. So I couldn't believe that then, and I've never been to a medium since. I think I would like to go and see a medium, get a reading, and see who would come through. Do I think my dad would come through? I'd like to hope he would, but I don't feel I need to go, whereas many people who have lost somebody feel that they need to go and get confirmation of what their loved one thought of them, or are they proud, did they love them, things like that. I don't feel the need to get that confirmation. I know that my dad loved me. I know he was proud of me. So it's not about that. What I would like to know is if my dad would come and visit me, since he passed. I suspect he does. I suspect he has been here several times. But yeah, not something we normally talk about, the paranormal. I don't know much about the paranormal. I have seen some questionable things in my time. But it's things that could be a trick of the light, or, you know, my eyes playing tricks on me. Things like that. Still got a couple of viewers. Get in the comments. Have you had any paranormal experiences? Have you ever seen a ghost? Just fasten this so that I'm not flashing anyone. Don't want to do that. I'm not a piece of meat. Oh, it's nice and quiet, isn't it? My dog's all chilled. He's curled up on his chair. He's got his very own chair, and he's curled up on his chair, quite happy. He knows that it's getting up to the time where I go and get cleaned up and get dressed, and one thing and another. They got it. I had an eyelash in my eye. He knows that time is coming, so when that happens, we come back downstairs and go for a WALK. I'm not going to say the word because he knows it. he probably knows how to spell it now as well, to be fair. He's a good dog. He certainly keeps me busy. I also have to put out there a disclaimer. Yes, I smoke. I apologise. It is bad for your health. Please do not smoke. I do that because I don't think I'm supposed to smoke on videos or on live feeds or anything like that. I don't think YouTube allows it, so I do try and put out a little disclaimer now and then. We've been talking about the paranormal. I just got distracted by my dog who's fast asleep over there. Yeah, so the paranormal. Do you believe in the paranormal? Do you believe in ghosts? It's not what we normally talk about. I do believe in the paranormal. I do believe in ghosts. I do believe I've seen a ghost. Yeah, get in the comments. Get in the comments. Have you had any strange experiences that you would put down to paranormal? What's the matter, dog? What? It's not time yet. You can go back to sleep. Yeah. I was going through live streams last night. I was sat on my phone, just chilling out, and I was scrolling down through live streams. There's some weirdos out there, man. I mean, there's some proper strange people out there. I try and keep this sensible, you know. I might talk a bit of crap, but yeah, strange. Strange. I was just like, why do people watch this? Why do people watch this? It's relatable for this. But some things, I mean, there was one guy, he was interesting actually. He wasn't talking. He had his camera pointing forward on his truck, and that was a little bit interesting because he was driving his truck. But he'd been streaming for hours, and he got loads of people watching. And then there was other people that was like, oh my God, there was one guy, he got his whole face tattooed. I don't know what he was saying. He was foreign. I couldn't understand him. And he just looked scary. And he had loads of people watching him. And I was like, why? I do wonder why people watch me. Chris, good morning. Terrible day yesterday. That's not good. Better day today, though. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Neighbours got arrested. Are they leaving you alone then? It's good to see you, mate. I'm glad that you popped in. We've been talking about paranormal stuff today. Ghosts. I believe in ghosts. Many people don't. We had somebody drop in and ask if I would find God, find Jesus. My answer to that was no. He said, is Jesus my saviour? No. I'm my saviour. Little victory. Glad to hear it, mate. Keep them going. How many are you up to? Are you keeping count? You believe. Good for you, mate. I'm glad. I don't disbelieve. I try not to get into religion too much. So I'm not going to go deep into this, but I like to learn about different religions. So I've learned a little bit about 2 or 3 now, and it is interesting. And you look at the different scriptures and what they believe, and they are very similar, but the let's say the Catholic Bible has certain parts redacted, and then the Church of England Bible has other parts redacted, and so on and so on. And yeah, you look through it and there's too many inconsistencies between each and every one. And I'm a great believer in being 3 sides to a story. One person's side, the second person's side, and the truth. So, yeah, I don't disbelieve. I find it hard to believe that they all tell different stories and different variations of the same story. I believe that if there is a God, why? Yeah, exactly that, Chris. So yeah, I believe if there's a God, why does he allow things that are terrible to happen, i.e. wars, i.e. children with cancer, things like that? I don't believe that if there was a God, he would allow that. So, yeah, I mean, that's a little bit deeper than I'd like to go with religion. I don't really want to get into that. Many people find it helps them, and so be it. Everyone's entitled to their own beliefs, and I respect that. But yeah, so yeah, we touched on religion a little bit. Again, that's about as far as I want to go with that. Paranormal, I'm a great believer in the paranormal. I find it very interesting. What else? I think that's pretty much all we went into. I have got a new tripod for my phone, which is good. That arrived this morning. It was waiting for me when I got up. It's also a selfie stick, so I can turn my volume up and down with it when I'm on video, and when it's on camera I can just take a photograph, which is pretty cool. It doubles up as an extendable selfie stick. See that? Technical, that, isn't it? Yeah, so that's one thing. I'm waiting for my microphones to arrive. They plug in to the bottom of my iPhone. Yeah, I was just talking about that, Chris. And you see some of these that have this little box that tells you what ghosts are saying, and they've got some stupid voice with them. I don't believe that crap. I don't think. Let's be honest, if you was a ghost, would you talk through a little electronic fucking device? I wouldn't. Nah, I wouldn't do that. I don't believe that bit, you know. I do believe in ghosts. I do believe that they would communicate. It's like a Ouija board. We used to play with them when we were kids, you know. There was 6 or 7 of us in a little shed playing with a Ouija board. And I just think that somebody was pushing the thing around the board, you know. Do I think they're real? Do I think they work? Yeah, I think they do work. They probably do, but not when it's like 5, 6, 7 kids playing with it. There's definitely someone pushing it around. Yeah, they're a bit scary, aren't they? When we were playing with it, we asked who was moving it, like, you know, and the answer was Betty Boo. And I was just like, what the fuck? What I learned as I've got older is you have to dismiss the spirit. You have to say, you know, goodbye. And as kids, we didn't do that. So yeah, as you can see, hair's a mess. Not had a shower yet. I've got housework to do today. Exactly that, Chris. You don't know who it is. You don't know what it is. Yeah, it's a little bit scary. Got it. I had a hair stabbing me there. So yeah, we've been talking about a few different things today, which is unusual. Normally we tend to stick to depression and anxiety, but it's all things that interest us. I also like radio controlled planes. I don't have one. I've always wanted one. I like, what do I like? Anything with wheels. If it's got wheels, goes fast, I like it. Ah, you sit in bed and watch this, do you? That's cheating. You're supposed to be up and about. Get up, get a coffee. That's the whole point. Morning coffee. This live stream is all about morning coffee. Chop chop, get out of bed, man. I do this obviously to raise awareness for depression and anxiety, to get people to open up and get rid of the stigma that goes with it. A lot of people might find it boring, but the people that find it boring probably don't suffer with depression and anxiety the way I do or many others do, which is fine. But if you do find this interesting, again, I'm talking about crap today. It's not all about anxiety and depression. I'm just talking about crap, anything and everything. Click that like button, subscribe, share, get people interested, get people over here to see what we're all about, and beat the stigma that comes with depression, the stigma where you don't talk about it because it makes you weak. It's not true. It doesn't make you weak. Talking about it is a strength. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got, really. I want people to talk. I want people to open up. It'll do you good. It helps me to talk. I enjoy doing this. I don't like looking at myself because I can see myself on the camera. I don't like that bit. Look, patchy, and I've trimmed it yesterday and I did it wrong. So I've got to wait for it to grow back so I can level it out again. how long have I been doing the videos? Coming up for 3 weeks, and I got to say, when I first started, I was absolutely fucking terrified. Scared the shit out of me to do this, but it was something that I thought might help people, so I thought, yeah, let's do it. I started off on Facebook. I did a couple of videos on Facebook. I did a live interview with my daughter, who also suffers with depression. So yeah, that was interesting. It seems that my daughter's depression and my own started or stemmed from the same time, the same thing. So mine started because not because I moved away, but I stopped visiting my children. And I didn't want to stop visiting. I'd been asked to by their mum, which was fine. I thought it was for the best for them because that's what I'd been told. In all fairness to her, she was the one that was left to pick up the pieces when I went away after each visit. And apparently it took several days for them to calm down again. So yeah, I understand that, and she told me that it was best for them if I stopped visiting, so I did. I've since found out I should never have done that. It was bad for me, it was bad for them. They completely understand now. They're adults, they've got children of their own, and they completely get it. They understand why I stopped visiting. I got back in contact with them when they were in their teens. Yeah, it does happen. And I would say that 90% of the people in that situation are a victim of the mothers. And they're finding a way of control through that. You're not seeing your kids, sort of thing. That's not how it was for me with my girls. I have other children as well, but I'm talking about my girls here with their mum. So my girl's mum was, I don't think she was being cruel when she asked me to stop visiting. I think she thought she was doing what was for the best. Unlike my eldest son's mum. Now, I do have contact with my eldest son, but when he was younger, I think he was about 8 years old, he got hit by a car, and the head gasket had gone on my car and I couldn't get to him. I lived a couple of hours away from him, and yeah, I just couldn't get there. I couldn't borrow a car, and his mum said to me, then if you don't get here, then you're never going to see him again. So yeah, Chris, yeah, we tend to do what we think is the best, and sometimes it's a mistake. Sometimes we're not doing what is best. There's not much you can do other than your best. So don't feel bad for that. Yeah, many fathers have had the same problem. I suspect that many mothers have had a similar problem, but it is more common for women to turn around and say, you're not seeing your kids. In some circumstances, it's completely understandable. I don't blame women for it at all. I have been through many sort of situations myself. Some are just being horrible, others are looking out for the best interests of the kids. So yeah, it's not a case of all women are horrible. I don't think that at all. Not all women are the same. So if you are female and you're watching this, please don't think I'm anti-women. I'm not. I'm married now to a good woman, and she's amazing. She was married previously, and she was respectful when it came to the kids. She did everything that she thought was right. She never stopped her ex from seeing the kids. So, yeah, it is what it is. Exactly that, Chris. Every day is a good day. It's not a good day, but if you wake up in the morning, it's a bonus. Coffee. I do love my coffee. What are my plans for the day? I have just got to do some housework. Anything else? Not really. I'm just going to make sure that everywhere is nice and clean and tidy for when the wife comes home from work. I don't even know what the day is, to be honest. Every day seems to roll into one for me. So whether it's a weekday or a weekend doesn't make any difference to me. What's the matter, Marley? Good boy. He's looking at me as if to say, is it time yet, Dad? Is it time to go out yet, Dad? Not yet, sir. Not yet. No, 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 no. Soon. Where are you off to today, Chris? We've got a few viewers now. Get in the comments, guys. Tell me a little bit about yourself, how depression affects you. Yeah, anything like that. It doesn't have to be about depression. It could just be that you want to talk about something. Talk about anything. If you suffer with depression but you want to talk about something completely different, that's fine. You can talk about anything you want. The whole point is that you're talking to make you feel better. If you are suffering with depression, my advice is to talk to a friend. If you don't have a friend to talk to, you can come on here and talk on here. The fact that you're talking is helpful to you. It doesn't have to be about your depression. I talk about my depression in the hopes that it helps you, that you can relate to it, and you seeing how I'm dealing with it may help how you deal with it. But if you want to get in the comments and have a chat, then that's fine. Get in the comments, have a chat. It doesn't have to be about anything in particular. Just talk crap. It's good as long as you're talking. Talking to someone does often change your outlook on the rest of your day. That's fair enough, Chris. I've been there, and the day can crash out and you just don't want to do anything. I tend to hide under the duvet when it gets to a certain point. Probably a little bit childish, but it's my safe space. If I'm having a rough day and things are winding me up, things are stressing me out, and I'm not coping very well with it, I very often go up and have a bath. and I'll sit in the bath and I just think things over in my head and just relax in the bath. Yes, I have bubbles. Yes, I will light candles. It's all about relaxing. I feel if you get into a bath without bubbles, I feel exposed. I like having the bubbles on the top. When you see just a bath with just water and it's see-through and things like that, I just feel exposed. I do lock the door, so it doesn't make any difference whether anyone can see or not. I just like having the bubbles over the top. Probably silly, but I think it is nice to have bubbles. Yeah, I do like having bubbles. And same with candles. It's relaxing, it changes the atmosphere. I would like to put little lights in the bathroom, you know, different coloured lights, LEDs or whatever. So you could sort of change the atmosphere in the bathroom for when you're in the bath and you're relaxing. That would be nice. I might do that one day. Get a bigger bath. Crowley, thank you very much. Is it Crowley or Crowley? I think it's Crowley. Yeah, I like to be up and about. I don't like hiding in my bedroom, but sometimes it's where I need to be. Usually I have to be in a certain headspace to have to disappear like that. That's my hideaway when I can't handle anymore for that day. It is what it is. Today's a good day. I'm happy. We've been talking crap this morning, so yeah, it's not all been about depression and anxiety. It's about everything, really. I don't care what we're talking about. Just talk. Get in the comments. I got my new tripod this morning. It's a selfie stick with legs. So that's what we're on. It extends, it retracts. I'm just waiting on my microphones now, and I'll be a happy bunny. I thought, well, I can't just keep walking around with my phone in my hand doing this, so I thought I'd get a little tripod, which works as a selfie stick as well, and it'll be handy for when I'm out with the dog. As you've probably noticed, I tend to do my videos that I post when I'm out with the dog. Yeah, I'd rather not get into that, mate. Spiritual stuff. We have been talking about paranormal. We did touch on religion, but I don't really want to get into that. But yeah, paranormal's good. Ghosts. It's not because I don't want to talk about it, it's because it's a little bit too controversial. Probably not the best place for it. Again, I saw yesterday, I was scrolling, what's it called, doom scrolling? I was doom scrolling on the live feeds, and I'm just like this. And there's this guy sat there, and he's got a shaved head, and his whole face was a tattoo of a clown. What the fuck? And I think he was talking about religion. I'm not sure. I think he was, but it was foreign, I think. I couldn't really understand what he was saying. but it was pretty quiet, so it was hard to distinguish words. And I'm thinking, well, why would somebody watch this? They can't tell what this guy's saying. He's got a clown tattooed on his face, and it was tattooed. It wasn't, makeup or face paint or anything. It was a proper tattoo. His whole face of a clown. I'm thinking, Jesus, why is people watching this? Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's not just me. It was weird, yeah? Oh, so if people are interested, and this guy had loads and loads of subscribers and followers and whatever, loads of likes, and I'm thinking, well, surely if somebody is watching this and they're subscribing to it and they can't even hear what this fella's saying, surely my channel's got some interest, you know? So if you're here and you're watching this, make sure you subscribe. It helps me massively. Also, I have a GoFundMe. The GoFundMe, I'm not asking people to give me money. What I'm asking is for people to donate to the GoFundMe so I can help people. Now, somebody messaged me on my Facebook chat. I've got a Facebook group called Imagine Living. And obviously with Facebook groups, there's a chat that goes with it that comes through in Messenger. And somebody put a message in there that they'd lost everything. Absolutely everything. They got nowhere to go. They'd lost all their everything. They'd lost the kids. They'd lost the house. He was all alone. He didn't even have a car anymore. So he hadn't eaten for a couple of days, and I wanted to help him, and I didn't have any money that I could spare. So I've got the GoFundMe set up so that I can help other people. It will also help me with doing what I'm doing here. Things like paying for this. I'm not trying to beg for money for myself. I don't need it. No, I'm not rich. But I can manage on my own. I don't need other people's money to help me. I want to be able to help others, which is the whole reason of me doing this. So there is a link somewhere on my channel, I believe, for a GoFundMe. I've not got they have a target on these GoFundMes. My target on there is very low. It's only £150, and that will enable me to help people. If I can get more than my target, excellent. The more that I get in there, the more people that I can help. It will allow me to promote really. It will help me to promote my channel, which is what I want to do. It will help me to promote my Facebook channel. No, I don't, mate. I use Facebook, and there's a lot of groups on Facebook for depression and anxiety. One is called Mental Health Matters, and I go on there. I tend not to comment on them. I just read. I read what's there. I don't know what that fella's name is. I can't pronounce it, but yeah, thanks for retracting that, because saying stuff like that could actually affect somebody's mental health when they're already depressed. Thankfully, it doesn't affect me. I just think you're a dick. Simple as that. Yeah, somebody yesterday did something similar, writing ridiculous comments on one of my reels. So I made a reel about him, telling him he's a fucking idiot. Simple as that. If that's what you like. Chris, good luck, mate. I hope it all goes well for you. Make sure you get there. Even if you don't feel like doing it, push yourself, mate. You can do it. You got it. I know you can. It's all about what you're thinking. Yeah, it can be. I used to doom scroll on there through the pages of different things. And yeah, bye for now, Chris. Take care. Facebook can be depressing. It can be stressful. I tend to stick to certain groups, and whatever the algorithm Facebook uses, it does seem to stick to those groups for me somehow. I don't know how the algorithm works, but I'm not complaining. It keeps it where I need it to be, really. So that's good. We've been just over an hour and 10 minutes on here now, so I think I'm going to call it a day there. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you subscribe and come back. I will probably be live again later on today. So yeah, look out for it. If you've subscribed, you should get a notification. I'm not sure if you have to ask YouTube to do that for you, but yeah, that's about it for today. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day.